Okay, moving on through the range now, we now come up to the Renegade series of amplifiers. Now again, we're running a 2x12 Celestine cabinet with a Elite 80 and a G12, so again we get that nice vintage blend of tones. And if we move on to the top panel now, we are running, whereas before we were running with the Rebel 1 to 20 watts and 1 to 30, we're now going to run anywhere between 18 to 65. So effectively what this is going to give us, this is going to give us all the headroom that we need. It's very similar to a Fender amp where you want all that nice bright headroom. So we could effectively run our clean channel off 65 watts, which will give us a whole load of headroom. What we're now blending on the tube mix is 6 L6s and EL34s. Still got the traditional bright and tight tonal channels. And then as we foot switch and we channel select onto our drive channel, what we probably do here, we'd attenuate down to 18 watts, tight and bright as would suit the player, and then we could just give it a load more gain, load more volume. You may want to blend. You might want to blend more to EL34s from your clean setting, again as the taste requires. And then moving across to the right panel, we can have two separate reverbs, now with density and presence. Moving on to the foot switch of this particular amplifier, this allows us a lot more versatility in so much as our channel select. So if we go from the left hand side, obviously we can channel change from clean to drive amp. What we can now do, we can run off our effects loop, we can send our effects to either channel 1, we can send them solely to channel 2, or we can send them to both channels. Consequently our reverbs, again, we can switch in and out. We can switch them to 1, we can switch them to 2, we can switch them to both. As we come across to the right hand side, by utilising our main master 2 control, we can now basically apply a level lift off channel 1, channel 2, or again off both channels. Now this works in a way, if you needed to take your tone off either of the channels and not add any gain to those channels but just give them a lift, kind of like a volume pedal will do without adding gain, you can switch in the main 2. And this is a very similar thing to what Marshall use on their JVM range with their Master 1 and Master 2 volumes, where you can just literally add level lift. If we go to the back panel, we will see we've still got the same emulated recording line out, again effects loop, external speaker out as well, and we've got valve biasing on the back as well. So there we have the Renegade.